Hello, my dear students. Now I am going to conclude chapter 10, Colonialism and Countryside. In this chapter, always you must keep one point in mind, is that this is related to the taxation system of the British government over the people of India. Now I am going to talk, another province is called Bombay Deccan. Here, the farmers were paying tax to the hand of the British government directly. Farmers cultivated the land. They used to pay the tax to the British government directly without any medium. Farmers, they were not very rich. Most of the time, they lived from hand to mouth. Many a time, many of the farmers in Bombay Deccan, that is in Maharashtra, could not pay the tax in time because they were not very rich. So in order to pay the tax, these poor farmers used to go and take loan from the Sahukars. Sahukars were money lenders and rich people, rich businessmen. When the farmers were in need of money, maybe to buy the seeds for their cultivation work, to buy cows for the sake of cultivation work, to pay tax to the government, when they did not have sufficient money, they used to take loan from the Sahukars, and Sahukars used to give money by taking the fingerprint of the illiterate farmers, uneducated farmers. Now when the time came to repay the loan back, the farmers found out that the amount reached by the capital as well as the interest over it so high that their loan was never repaid to the Sahukars throughout their whole life. Gradually, these simple-minded farmers in the Bombay Deccan realized that the Sahukars or the money lenders were cheating them. They were taking the fingerprint and giving some money, but the interest over it was charged so high that the amount became almost unable to pay back. When they realized this truth of the exploiting policy of the Sahukars, then these farmers gathered together on 12th May 1875. 12th May 1875 in a place called Supa. Here it is, I wrote it. Supa in Pune. That was a marketplace where the people gathered together. Why marketplace? Because the Sahukars were living in the marketplace. They were running the big business, that's why their houses were there. Farmers gathered together, destroyed their houses, tore the account books, and began to attack the Sahukars in such a way that the Sahukars ran away from their own houses and hid anywhere they could. In this way, the poor farmers, when they realized the crooked policy of the Sahukars, they tried to take wild revenge on them. Another area I will like to tell you something on the cotton boom, then the picture will be clear to you. In England, all the textile industries were run on the cotton, but they did not grow cotton. Cotton was imported from America to England and their factories were running, textile mills were running. But the factory owners suddenly began to think that by one or the other reason, if the import of cotton from America stopped, then what would happen? Therefore, they asked the company people in India to make provisions to agriculture of cotton, so that in time of crisis, India could be a supplier of cotton to the textile mills in England. And to their utter surprise, truly, in 1861, American War of Independence began. That time, the American supply of cotton stopped. England depended on the cotton from India. Indian people began to grow cotton and sell it. It was a big boom, big profiting business. During this time, these sahukars were giving money to the cotton growers in India. Now, business was going on very well, but by 1865, American War of Independence stopped. War stopped, ended. And again, America began to grow cotton and began to supply to England. When this American cotton began to come into England, the demand for Indian cotton diminished. When these Indian cotton growers could not sell their cotton, they were now unable to pay the loan back to the sahukars. And the sahukars were coming and demanding and pressurizing to get their money back from these poor cotton growers, farmers. Not only that, these people sahukars used to take whatever was available in the house of the farmer in order to recover their debt. Now this time also again the cotton growers realized that the amount was exaggerated as repayment of loan. Therefore, these cotton growers, and already previously I told you the farmers, they became unhappy with the sahukars and began to attack the sahukars. In this way, the sahukars ran for their life and a tremendous disorder started. Law and order was broken down. Now mind, fight was going on, revolt was going on by the Indians against the Indians, by the farmers against the sahukars. British government could not sit idle. They were frightened that if they would not control this revolt among the Indians in time, then their administration in India also would come to an end. Therefore, the British passed a number of orders to arrest the leaders. The British established many police stations and ordered them to take all type of measures to control this revolt. In this way, British ruler in the Bombay Deccan subsided the unrest and brought administrative control over them. And in this way again, peace restored and British began to collect tax from these farmers over here in this area of Bombay Deccan directly from the farmers or the growers. In this way, my dear children, I have concluded this chapter called Colonialism and the life in countryside, administrative system by the British over the Indians. You also make this lesson as your own by listening to my lecture, by reading the book and shine in life. Thank you very much. God bless you.